Thank you. Thank you, President Wyman, for your leadership and bold vision, guiding us towards Marist 100. Hello, class of 2024. I'm honored to address you this evening. Congratulations on this significant achievement. 20 years ago, I was here for my own commencement ceremony, having earned a bachelor's in English and a paralegal certificate. Receiving the Marist Distinguished Alumni Medal is humbling. It's a stark reminder of my longstanding history with this institution and has reignited my dedication to give back to Marist. I do so with acknowledgement that what Marist has given me is really impossible to get back. As mentioned before, Marist is anchored around three values: excellence in education, a sense of community, and a commitment to service. Tonight, as we celebrate your excellence in education, the first pillar, I'd like to address the other two values: community and a commitment to service. My relationship, as mentioned before, with the community begins well before I made a decision to pursue my undergraduate education. My history with Marist began early in my childhood. The first school I attended, my nursery school, was at Marist. It was housed where the McCann parking lot is today, just outside of where I'm speaking this evening. As mentioned, my father, Dr. Lutakome Andrew Kayiira, was a professor in criminal justice at Marist in the early 80s. Beyond academia, in Uganda, he was a statesman and an advocate for democracy, deeply involved in the efforts to stabilize the country during a period of brutal civil wars. His duty to service led him to risk his life and become the Minister of Energy during a post-war reconciliation period. He knew the risks, but he had an unwavering commitment to serve his country. Not soon after returning to Uganda, he was falsely imprisoned on political charges of treason. It was the mobilization of the Marist community and his fellow Ugandans who advocated for his safe treatment and immediate release. Tragically, even after all those efforts, he was assassinated following his release from prison in 1987. I was only 7 years old when I lost him. His legacy is marked by advocacy for human rights, democracy, and the family and friends who loved him dearly. My family leaned heavily on the Marist community for support during and after this painful period. And I want to express my sincere gratitude to President Murray and the Marist community who guided my mother through those extremely difficult periods and further included us into the community as my siblings and I grew alongside the college. My mother worked in the Office of Safety and Security in the Lowell Thomas building for almost a decade. Our home was just up the hill from the school on Fulton Street. Our eldest sister, 10 years my senior, attended Marist at the time. However, it seemed like we all went to the school when she did. Marist is where my siblings and I attended summer camps, where we held our first jobs. We discovered every inch of the campus. It's where, at just 10 years old, I chipped my tooth at a college campus party, one which I had no business attending. But hey, the campus was my home away from home. Even then, Marist College was our family's community. So no one should be surprised that I followed two of my siblings and enrolled in Marist in 2000. The history with my father, the incredible memories I have of those early years on campus, and an amazing undergraduate education and experience. All of these are reasons I love Marist. But the highest on the list was that I fell in love my first semester when I met my best friend and wife, Heather, on campus. We've been together now for 24 years. And to this day, she still sets the example for how to continuously improve oneself. She studied business, and I was in liberal arts. Somehow, we still easily found one another on campus. We loved our Marist years. We never miss a chance to return to campus, to relive those fond memories, and to create new ones to cherish. Following graduation, as mentioned, I began a career on Wall Street. Much of my career success over the past 2 decades can be attributed to the openness to explore new and different opportunities and challenges. I've held executive roles, as mentioned, at Lehman Brothers, Citigroup, ISDA, JP Morgan, and also the Bank of Montreal. Throughout my career, I've had responsibilities across legal, operations, client service, product development, strategy, and also regulatory policy. Yeah, I know what you're all thinking. It's uncommon for an English major to launch a career in financial services. In finance, I'd be what you would call a walk-on player, undrafted into the famed investment banking or fast-paced trading and sales analyst programs. That wasn't me. My career began in the legal departments of Lehman and Citigroup, reviewing sophisticated fixed income agreements. But those early entry-level positions were a perfect match for my skill set at the time. I leveraged what I learned from my English and legal curriculums here at Marist. And then I applied those skills to managing complex trading agreements and operations. Following the financial crisis of 2008, I pivoted from my banking management experience and joined ISDA. My work there facilitated the implementation of best practices, infrastructure, and regulatory policies, all intended to make the market safer and prevent the risks which caused the '08 financial crisis. At every institution I worked for, it provided me different perspective on the markets and also on how to be a professional, that diversity. But the true highlight of my career was becoming an entrepreneur. As mentioned, I co-founded Eden Point in 2018, which allowed me to provide corporate strategy and deliver solutions to many of the institutions I've worked with throughout my career. Outside of my comfort zone, once again, and completely on my own, I have to be honest to you, it was daunting. But the transition would have been even more difficult if I did not have a community of people willing to support my dream. The lesson there: strive to build relationships with colleagues and peers. I wouldn't be where I am today if I did not build a network, a community of relationships throughout the financial industry. As you begin this next chapter, I encourage you to also create a path that's purely your own. Always challenge yourselves to envision different ways of channeling what you've learned here at Marist. And don't be afraid to strive for new opportunities or experiences outside of your comfort zone or perceived path forward. Discovering new opportunities can lead to an ability to make a meaningful impact and truly find passion in what you do. Just as I have done, you'll improve by learning from the mistakes you make along your journey. I started by referencing the values of Marist, which are anchored by a sense of community and a commitment to service. This community can continue to be a part of your life journey. This network supported me well before and beyond graduation. I've been fortunate to pay a fraction of that support forward to others in this community. I speak with students and alumni whenever possible, providing what little guidance or career advice that I could give. My wife and I have also been fortunate to help students with financial aid, and we look forward to contributing further to the initiatives of Marist 100. These acts of community and service have been tremendously rewarding for both of us. There's so many ways for you to continue to be part of this community as well. Find the alumni outlets that align best for you, those which help Marist continue to rise in academic excellence. We can all continue to enhance the value of our degrees by ensuring Marist is a top-tier institution. I want to leave you with some final thoughts. The world has changed. There's unfortunately a multitude of uncertainties surrounding your commencement this evening. We're inundated with media forums and information intended to distort, consume, and make us see our citizens as enemies. Amidst all of this, all the concerns and fears, there does remain hope. Look to our Marist community for guidance during this difficult time period. The Marist community encourages diversity in thought and in culture. We all need to embrace a similar approach in our lives. I encourage you to take time out and shut off your devices. I do see some of you still have your devices on today, but I say shut off your devices. Have a conversation. In a discussion, it's okay to have disagreements, but you need to always be respectful of one another. There are reasons why we may have a unique perspective, a viewpoint or another. We're hasty in forming instant opinions, but we need to hear each other. We can build a better community when we make this effort. I ask that you uphold the Marist principles, deploying those ethics in all of your future accomplishments. Above all, I pray that you show respect for what is now our shared Marist heritage. Thank you for the honor of addressing you on this important occasion. And once again, congratulations.